on bass. So this piece really needs to have a good martelé stroke. So to get a good martelé, be willing to spend your bow, use plenty of bow, but make sure that there's a good separation between it, and it should sound like hammers, because that's exactly what martelé means. It means to hammer. So you should have a good attack, both at the frog and at the tip. So when you're playing, right, 1, 2, 3, right. So make sure that there's a good attack always. In the beginning, we get to a lot of these dotted quarter note rhythms. Make sure that we hook all the dotted quarter notes to the 8th note that follows. So dotted quarter notes are going to get 1.5 beats, so you're going to count 1, 2, and 3, right? So it gets 1.5, 1, 2, and 3, and then we hook in that separate note. So I would practice it just on one string. Get used to those hooks. Oops, excuse me. And then 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, right? And just making sure that you're getting those hooks accurate and that we hear the 8th note to follow. And then try and do your dynamics. So the pickup to measure 6 has to be nice and soft. And then forte. Same thing with those dotted quarter notes, right? And then, I skipped the rests, but make sure you count your rests accurately. And then come in right on measure 19. 19 is forte, so it's 1 rest. And then try and fade the ends of your phrases so that we don't hear it punch at the end. So it shouldn't go, right? It should taper. Less on that G. And then going on 23. Same thing. So making sure that we get those 8th notes. And then up for the A's. A, D, right? And then we go on. 32 is very similar to what we've done before with those hooks. So we have rest, hook, hook. Sorry, 1 and 2. Now 35 is a little tricky because you're ending a phrase and beginning a new phrase, all with 8th notes. So make sure the last 3 8th notes are definitely stronger than the first 3, and feel that you're starting a new phrase. So 1 and 2. So as soon as you get to that B, dig in more. Right? And then mezzo piano, once we get onto 40, it has to be less. Rest. 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 Go. Rest. 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 Go. And rest. So just being accurate with your bow strokes, and then also making sure that you feel those dotted quarter notes. So that whole section in there, just make sure you know whether you're using your 4th finger or your 2nd finger for F sharps, or if you're doing C naturals. There are very few accidentals. In fact, I don't think there are any accidentals for the bass, so you don't really have to worry about changing up your finger patterns. But you do have to make sure you're accurate with your rhythm and your counting. There are little phrase markings, so for instance at measure 44, 1 rest. Make make sure we feel those eighth notes moving forward, right? Same thing at 49. Forward, same thing. And then at the very bottom of the page it says DC al fine. So go back to the top of the piece. DC means the capo. Go back to the head of the piece. Play it through for a second time and stop when you come to al fine, or the fine. So that would be at measure 39. And you play it exactly the same way you did the first time, with one exception. At measure 38, it says RIT period 2x. That's ritardando second time. So ritardando means to gradually slow down. So we're going to space out those quarter notes just a little bit more. So this is a pickup to 37. Right, just slowing it down, making sure that we feel that we're coming to an end there. And that's pretty much it. So as far as the bass goes, there's not a lot of challenges with the exception of the bowings and then the dynamics, trying to make more musicality out of these notes. So there's plenty of stuff to work on, plenty of stuff to practice, but you want to make sure that you're accurate with your rhythm and then also with the right fingering. So good luck and have fun practicing.